So for the past 5-6 years, I've been trying to level up my life, and through the process I've been focusing on my health, fitness, school, and set projects that I've been doing. But what I've learned through the years of constantly trying to improve myself is that everything starts within. And I'm a very ambitious man, and I like to model things that successful people do that made them successful on whatever field that they're working on, or on whatever part of their lives. And whenever I research, whenever I study those people, there is one thing that separates them from the pack: their mentality. So going back to my own life and the things that I've accomplished, like being an A+ student through my school years, building the body that I've always wanted at this young age, courageously starting projects and working on them relentlessly, even though the odds are against me. All these things that I did because of my mentality, which means my mind has given me the power to accomplish things that I set my mind to. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. The only but powerful way to change your life, which is your mindset. It's all in here. So getting back to my experience at school, I've always been a great student, standing first from my class the whole year and standing first from the whole section, which means being number 1 out of 300 plus students at that time. That takes a lot of work to accomplish, right? The out of me standing first out of 300 people. But I gotta give this credit for my father, who shaped my mentality even before I went to school. So I remember when I was like 4 or 5 years old, about to get into kindergarten, he always, whenever he gets a chance, he says to me, "Hey son, you're smart. You know that? You're a great student. You're gonna be the best in your school." And whenever he gets home from work, he makes just studying enjoyable for me. Like, he never say, "Hey, you gotta study. Don't watch the TV. Close it. Don't play video games." He's like, "Enjoy, relax, but don't forget to study. You're smart." And that attitude gave me the confidence and the mentality just to enjoy the process and enjoy the work that I have to put in to get the results. And I went to middle school. It was a new school for me, new atmosphere, and a lot of smart students were there. And people were like, "Oh, your new school, a lot of smart kids out there." And the school system is like very hard. Even though they say that, it didn't take me that much to get my spot and just be number 1 again, like I did in my preschool years. And that built momentum for me, and I started getting a lot of prizes from my school, like award certifications and a bunch of books. Anyways, why am I telling you this? To show you the power of mindset. If you can program your mind, just like my father did to me, to make me think and feel and assume that I can do good at school, you can get whatever the results that you want. So as I told you, my mindset not only worked for me for school, but also with fitness. I started working out seriously like when I was 13, 14 years old, and I had this can-do attitude. Whenever I say fitness model, I'm like, you know what? I can build this body. That mentality made me resilient to never give up through the process. I still have a lot to go. I'm not where I want to be, but with the mindset that I have, I know that I can achieve whatever that I set my mind to. So I'm telling you my story so that you can get motivated to do something in your life, to shift your mentality, to use this powerful tool that you have, your mind. And I hope you're getting my message. You need to focus on your mindset if you want to shape your life. So there's this interesting article that I got from credhealth.com about mindset and the science behind it. So they define mindset as a set of deeply held beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions that form habits of mind, a sense of self, how you see the world. And they have mentioned that someone's mindset starts to change and starts to develop in childhood at a very young age. And they added developing a mindset is essential for us to navigate through life and just make sense out of it. You want to work on a big project? Your mindset is very essential to zero in on that singular task and be productive without procrastinating. You want to quit an addiction? If you don't change your mindset, there's no external thing that's gonna make you do that. But how can you use this powerful tool to change your life? Because you need a plan to follow so that you can be successful in reprogramming your mind and just get ready to new things, or even change your identity. It all comes to one thing: your assumptions. If you can change your assumptions on one particular subject, you can change the outcome out of it. And yes, there's a spiritual side to it, but just let's focus on the mind reprogramming part. Let's say you want to change your life from someone shy, insecure, and afraid of public speaking to someone confident, outgoing, and charismatic. This is just an example. You can put your own problem. So now you have identified the problem, then the next step is going to be to have self-awareness. For example, you're shy. Ask yourself why you're shy. Why you see yourself as shy? What childhood triggers that you had that made you feel like that, or just convince you to think like that? You're afraid of public speaking? Then ask yourself why you're afraid to stand in front of others. Why you see yourself and think that you're afraid of public speaking? You see, now you're building your self-awareness. By building your self-awareness, you're going to build your real, authentic self. Then the next step is to create a mental picture of the new version of yourself. Your mindset shift is from someone shy, insecure, afraid, to someone confident, charismatic, and courageous. So create a mental picture of yourself with those last 3 traits. And then before you go to bed, visualize being that person. Use your imagination to act like that person. Feel it. How does it feel to be like that person? How does it feel to act like that person? It feels great, right? And then just sleep assuming that you're already that person. You sleep in your consciousness being that person, seeing yourself in that person's eyes. So you gotta get out of your comfort zone. Now you're not shy, but confident, right? Because you're assuming that to be your reality. So just hold this mental picture that you have created and just act as if. Completely immerse yourself in this new version of you, in this new self-image, and trust the process. Keep assuming that you're already that person. And that assumption is gonna be a fact. Because your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between a reality and an assumption, an image created in the mind. By the way, this technique is called the law of assumption. It is created by Neville Goddard. I encourage you to read his books, watch videos about this principle, because a lot of people have changed their lives doing that. So I say it is the only powerful tool because at the end of the day, it is all in the mind. As human beings are creatures of habits, and habits are formed in our mind. For example, if I say, oh, this guy is a fit guy, I'm talking about the habits that that person has built, like working out every day, eating healthy every day, being consistent, being disciplined. I'm talking about that person's mindset. So how can you ignore your mindset trying to change your life? Change begins within. Any external change that you make is going to fail, but if the change comes from within, there is nothing that's going to stop you from getting what you want. Hope you enjoyed this video. Appreciate you watching it. Ciao, ciao.